got hurt, when I had the surgery, it was kind of in a weird time frame. We only had a month before the season started, and I'm like the best player on the team. And they like need me to start the season, you know. So yeah, so it was almost like a 60 or 70% you is better than nothing. You know what I mean? So man, it got to that point like that run we made at the end. Man, I wasn't even practicing. I come to practice, get on the bike. I wouldn't even practice. I couldn't practice. Like I couldn't handle the extra pounding. I still can't tell you to this day how I was playing that good. Like they never understood. They were like, "How you playing like this?" I don't know, but I knew in my head like, "Damn, I'm hot. This the time to really come out." Like my name on the board with Ben Gore, Melka Okafor, like all these guys that went 1, 2, 5, like. But I know I got to go back and have another surgery after the season. So I'm like, okay, I got 2 more years, max. You know, I got 2 more years. Okay, I go have this surgery. Now I got 4, 5 months to recover. I'll be good for next year. So boom, I go have surgery. Everything go as planned. Get back straight. Got 4, 5 months to rehab. We come into my junior year, and I'm having a great year. I lead SEC in scoring my sophomore and junior year. But the only thing was we didn't go as far my junior year. We lost in the first round. We didn't go to the Elite Eight, which, I mean, it helps you the further you go in the tournament because that's when everybody watch. But I don't think it was a bad decision to come out, so to say, because I mean, I did enough. I did all the research and the homework as far as no NBA guy, executive, scout, or whatever said, "Oh, you shouldn't come out. You coming out too early." It was never that. I think I made bad decisions on representation for number one. The way I handled certain workouts, and I didn't. The number one thing I didn't do right was I didn't go to the pre-draft camp. Yeah. And which you invited to that, and that's when they check your medical. Just like the combine, it's like with the NBA combine. I mean, NFL combine is the same for that. So my agent tells me to decline that because he's scared that I'm gonna go there and it can help you or hurt you. If you go there and play bad, it can drop your stop. You go there and play good, it can help you stop. But I wasn't worried about that because, I mean, that was my type of thing. I go do well any kind of workout. I wasn't tripping about that. But I should have stepped up and made my own decision right there, you know. And it came to bite me in the ass at the end because it wasn't even really about how I played. It was the medical. They wanted to see if my knee was good. Because you got to think, from that standpoint, they invested money in you. So if you're a damaged product, why would I give you millions of dollars? There's a million people play basketball. I mean, I was good, but I wasn't LeBron James. You know what I mean? I wasn't somebody you got to have. You know what I mean? So if they're gonna invest millions of dollars, they want to know exactly what they're getting. Just like any business, that's a business first. You know. So if they're telling you to come here, let our doctors check you out to make sure you're in good investment, and you say no, it's just like, all right, we're going to the next player. Yeah. And that's what it was. That's what killed me. It wasn't that I didn't play well or I didn't work out well. I did 14 NBA workouts with all top guys. That wasn't the issue. The issue was my knee.
They felt like you were hiding something?
They felt like I was hiding something. They felt like even though they watching me, like the same teams watch me come work out for them. I'm moving fine, doing everything fine. But that doctor has to sign off on something because if they sign off on something and something happened, he got to answer to that owner. And the owner pay him to make sure he can give him sound advice. Yeah. So when you especially say, screw them, you ain't coming, you're going to do what you want to do. All right, we'll go on to the next player.
I heard Trey Williams say something about that. He said he had a neck injury and they misdiagnosed him and that's why he didn't get picked. Because he had to get a disc took out or something like that. And the college misdiagnosed him or something like that. But when he got to the combine, they told him he couldn't play because he'll kill himself.
Yeah, that medical important, man. It's the whole, and I found out the hard way, that medical, it determines everything. You know what I mean? Because just say I would have went. And even if I would have went that side, well, your knee, it ain't the best, which I knew that. I had 2 surgeries at that point. It ain't the best, but I mean, you good enough, we'll take a chance. Okay, maybe I wouldn't have went first round, but I would have at least got drafted. I would have went second round. Somebody would have took a chance. Because, okay, I'm coming here showing y'all I can play. I'm doing all the drills. Okay, y'all see I got a little issue, but they got a whole different type of technology in NBA. You know, you got 5 doctors, 5 physical therapists. It's opposed to college, you only got 1 or 2. You got people on demand that's gonna help you get your leg back stronger. You know what I mean? So, you know, initially it probably would have been a little, you know, I would have probably went down, but I would have been in the door to be able to move forward. But when you say just, nah, I ain't coming, I'm gonna do, y'all just take me if y'all want to take me, not y'all don't. And they showed me, we ain't gonna take you. You know?
I knew you were gonna go.
Yeah, that's what it was. I didn't, as a 17-year-old, 18-year-old, you don't, no, that come 19-year-old, you don't understand the business side of it. You know what I'm saying? And nobody, and the agent I had, he was an inexperienced agent. You know what I mean? So he didn't know it himself. But that's my fault for picking him. You know what I mean? Because I had plenty of top agents I could have went. Every agent wanted to sign me. And I went with him, you know, because on the loyalty tip, rather than, because he was messing with me ever since I was a freshman. You know what I mean? He was kind of, you know, took a liking to him before anybody else. Everybody just kind of came on the back end when everything was all good. You know what I mean? But sometimes you can't let loyalty get in the way of a business decision. You know what I mean? That was a business decision I needed to make.
Because people take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my thing. We go on to the next thing. Mm-hmm. So you think college players should get paid?
Absolutely.
Because of them situations like that?
Yeah, not even that, man. Just from the activity you do in college. I mean, like, not even from the standpoint. That's one of the reasons why, you know, because, I mean, like we just talked about, man, you got millions of players that enter the draft every year, and they number 450 spots. Yeah. In football, only it's 52 players to a team, whatever that is, 1,000 so. The ratio is real small. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you leave these guys out to do well. Okay, some of them finish school, some of them don't. They finish school, what they go do? Go get a job for 30 grand a year that they had to go to wake up for practice every morning at 6 o'clock, when they could have just did that as a normal student. Why tear your body up to go do the same thing? So, but the thing is, these colleges make billions of dollars. So you mean tell me Nick Saban gets to make $30, $50 million and $10 million a year? The coach ain't nothing without the players. I don't give a damn how good the coach is. If he don't have no players, he ain't no good. They don't get nothing. Y'all get to sell all their jerseys, do all this stuff, and everybody stand got a jersey on. He don't get nothing. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, you say, oh, we give him a scholarship, we pay for your school. But I still got to go to school. It's not like I just can show up and play football. You know what I'm saying? If I don't maintain a 2.0 grade point average, I can't play. I got to go to study hall. I got to get tutors. I got to do all this stuff. Man, a student athlete, bro, that's one of the toughest jobs. You waking up at 6 in the morning and you done at 8 at night. You got to wake up, go to training, go eat, go to class all day, go eat, go back to practice, then study hall. Monday through Friday, play on Saturday. You might have a day off on Sunday, depending on what the schedule is. Ain't no going home on Christmas break, Thanksgiving, all that, what other students, spring break. Oh no, you training. No, you ain't get no break. No, they should compensate them guys something. You know what I mean? Come on, man. It's $1 billion. When this Corona thing hit, that's all they putting on TV and NCAA tournament. How much money they lost? Billions on billions of dollars. Damn, y'all making all that money. You can't even get everybody $1,000 a piece. You know what I mean? Come on, that's nothing, man.
Do you feel like that players should be back paid, like that play college sports? You feel like they should be back paid, like how you play?
That would be nice. I mean, that would be nice. They had an issue with that one time about a video game. I remember. The college they started, and they was, at that time they was putting your actual name on the video game, and I think EA Sports had to pay, cut the players a check or something. You could file some type of grievance or something, but that'd be, man. The thing they've been doing is, and they wonder why guys go get agents and stuff while they in school. You gotta think, man. Most of these dudes come from Pritchard, Mobile, Chicago, inner city places. They folks ain't got no money. Ain't too many guys coming from no rich situation where they don't need no money. Our kind anyway. You feel me? So, I mean, what you supposed to do? Like, a dude come to you and say, man, I'm gonna give you $10,000 right now, and whenever you need something, you just holler at me. And you know, when you get ready to come out, you know, I just want you to sign with me. Man, you ain't never seen 10 grand at one time in your life. Man, I can send mama this. I can go give you some nice clothes. I can go get them. Man, you talking to a 17-year-old kid 18, that ain't never seen this kind of money. What he gonna do? See, in college, you struggling, bro. Like, you realize, like, you on scholarship. But people were so surprised when, I think it was Terrell Pryor, played for Ohio State. He ended up selling his championship ring.
Yeah.
That's sad, bro. That man went out there and busted his ass and had to sell his ring because he was broke in college, bro. But you see them on TV, you think they doing all right. That ain't how it go. Man, if you ain't got somebody take care of you, your folks got some money, somebody big homie looking out for you, man, you dead up there, bro. You just gonna eat, you gonna do bare minimum. You gonna eat, go home, go to sleep, ain't doing that extra.
You can't get no J.
Oh, man, you ain't doing nothing extra, bro. But people think, you know, that's the light. They see you on TV. They think you all right. Nah, that ain't how that works.
So after that, you went cross sea. Like, what the transition from the college to overseas basketball like?
Man, the first difference I saw was, to be honest, overseas and college kind of similar. NBA and overseas a lot different. Overseas is kind of like, you know, of course, better players than college, more, you know, higher level competition, but they detail like college. Like NBA, for example, NBA, you beat your man out the dribble, shit, that's a dunk, easy. There ain't nobody gonna come help, and then over there, same way in college, they gonna run over, try to take a charge, they gonna run over and foul you. So that's why when those guys come over, they're a lot more fundamentally sound and skill because they practice that from they 12 years old. You know, we practice on how fast and how high you can jump. You know what I mean? We kind of get into skill work later.
That's what they're saying about Luka.
Yeah, that's why he make it look so easy. That dude been doing that against pros since he been 14 years old. So it's ain't nothing new to him. This ain't nothing new. You know what I mean? Y'all the players in NBA a lot faster and jump high and all that, but he's smarter. You can beat somebody just with your brain. You know what I mean? So, you know, they work a lot harder. You gonna practice. They pay you good, but you gonna earn it. You gonna practice twice a day. You know what I mean? Like they gonna get it out you. But I mean, it was a good experience, man. I think, you know, the basketball, once you adjust to it, if you're a basketball player, you're gonna adjust to the basketball. But the hardest adjustment overseas is the life itself. Cause it ain't like military where you on a base, but everything still like what you used to. Everybody speaking English. You got your grocery store. You got your movie. They kind of make it a little city or whatever. Nah, you in that culture.
Yeah.
Don't nobody talk how you talking. No, you can't understand nobody. They don't understand you. They drive different. The food different. So you by yourself. You know what I mean? So it's like the on the team, it might be one other American, maybe two. They might be from California, Texas, somewhere. So, you know, sometimes, like, guys ain't, you know what I mean, they can be kind of to themselves, kind of stand off if they don't know you. But you going to spend a lot of time with these guys. You just got to hope you around some cool dudes, you know what I mean? But, you know, I mean, when I got comfortable, man, I really was like rocking with the players that was running out. Because on the basketball, everybody speak English. So, I feel like, okay, I mess with the Americans or whatever. See, they consider you over there. They don't look at you like black or white or whatever. You American. They don't know whether you whatever. You know what I mean? They don't care about black or whatever. Because you got Africans look just like you got people. The French look just like us. Like, they just know. When they hear you talk, they know you're American. You know what I mean? So, if you trying to, like, if I'm in Italy, I played a couple years in Italy. If I'm trying to know about the city and get around how to maneuver or whatever, it really no point in me talking to the Americans about it. I want to talk to the Italians. You know what I mean? They're going to be able to show me how to maneuver, what to do, what not to do. So, you know, a lot of my teammates that was hometown players, you know, I was cool with a lot of them.
Did that start you up with that buying that designer? Because, you know, you be I couldn't let that slide.
I was gonna get into that part.
Man,
He thought it was the best part.
Man.
That's what I'm saying.
Man, I'm gonna tell you how they got started, man. Man, that bad habit right there got started. Man, it was my second year overseas. I was in Greece. I was in Athens, and first it was my second team, and first time I was like making some really good money or whatever, and but I'm really out of 13 players on the team. I might be if not the last highest paid player, the second to last. These dudes making M's, they making money. So I get on I remember like it was yesterday. We get on the team bus. And I got my little Nike backpack with the Air Force Ones on, At this point, I never spent more than $200 for some shoes, some Jordans or some whatever. So, man, I get on the bus. Man, everybody got Louis Vuitton backpack, Gucci backpack, Prada shoes. I don't even know what this stuff is. I heard it, but I don't even know what it is. I never seen this in person. So the American on the team, I said, man, what? He has some Prada shoes on. I said, man, what them cost? He said, man, they like $500-600. I was like, you paid what? I said, nigga, I can buy 4-5 shoes with that. He like, man, chill out, young fella, man. You making some money now, man. Go treat yourself like that. So I was like, man, I couldn't see myself doing it. So as the year went on, a couple months went by, and it's true saying, what you hang around, that's what you gonna become eventually. I'm telling you, that shit is a true saying. I'm saying this shit month on top of month. So eventually, where I stayed at the time, right up the street was like a big shopping square, whatever. They had all the designer store. So I'm just walking around. And I said, man, let me go over to the Louis Vuitton store, see what they got here, see what all the hype about. Soon you go up and they give you champagne, they give you, what I mean, Mister this, Mister that. Like, damn, this is alright. They bringing everything out the back. Man, them folks talked to me and spending $7,000 one day. Man, I'm like, man. And it was like, after that, it was just like, man, it was just a habit. It was just like, every time something new come in, they call. I get home. I always, I wear it over there a little bit, but I don't really see what it really is till I get back home. So I get home that summer, so I pull out some little shoes, belt, little shirt or something. And you see the reaction you get at home, you like, okay, this what it is. Man, that was a bad habit I picked up, though, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Man, them folks, boy, hey, you spend some money.
Look how he
You don't get out the center. How you get into the jury side of it then?
Man, you know what's crazy, man? I always like jury. I should look back on like some pictures when I was a little kid and stuff. I always had like a chain or something, like a chain with a Nike sign, a little basketball or something. But crazy thing, my dad always wore jewelry when he was younger. He always I don't know if it's a hereditary thing or what, but I always intrigued by jewelry, and I always like, damn, one day when I get able to afford, like the real nice stuff, I'm like, man, I'm gonna get me some, you know what I mean? And that was just always one of my goals, to have me a nice diamond chain or watch and shit like that. Well, man, I've been blessed, man, to be able to afford that stuff, But man, yeah, them folks, they can have you spending some money, boy. For real.
Damn. Go ahead.
I'm saying, because he came down with the party, you see kids, and now you can see him a mile away, everybody shining like Louis Vuitton.
All that, like, on everything, like, you the GOAT, right? Shit, for real.
Man, it was man, I remember, like, I used to be walking up and down the street dribbling basketball and stuff, and you would see, like, your street dudes or whatever, the street dream was to have a Cadillac on some rails, a box Chevy, some of that nature, you know what I mean? If you had that, you had made it. You considered you made it. You doing something out there. And I always think like, man, one day I'm gonna have one of them cars, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna have to do it like that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, this right here gonna take me, I'm ready to get all that stuff. And when I was able to afford it, I was like, man, I'm gonna come with something different instead of doing the box, you know what I mean, the Cadillacs and stuff. I'm gonna do some luxury cars with the same look though, with the candy, the rims, all that. So man, it was just a little, you 20, 21, 22, man, you just doing whatever you feel at that point, man.
So how many championships overseas you won? You said 5?
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
5 championships. Like, how you got from like your drive stop, when your drive kind of stopped for the basketballs?
Man, it was like when I won my first championship over there, and man, you kind of see how the reaction you get. Like over there, you like other than soccer the top sport over there. So, like, basketball can be second, third, something like. But a lot of people support basketball over there. So you basically like your celebrities or stars over there, like how the NBA would be. You got people waiting for you after the game, signing autographs for little kids, all this stuff. You do all this stuff. So you see the response and how people react. They really appreciate. They come, spend their money to come watch you play. And stuff like that. And when you win, they way more passionate than fans here. You know what I mean? Like when you win something for their country, they really like,
Yeah.
man, it really means something to them. You know what I mean? So, and it ain't many times that you get in position to be able to play for a championship. Guys, a lot of guys go their whole career, don't even get a chance to be in a final. So, you know what I mean? Or make the playoffs. So, I've been fortunate to be on some good teams to where, I had, multiple opportunities to win championships and stuff.
But I'm saying, like, what ended your career? I mean, like, why you just stopped playing?
Oh man, a combination of the economy and injuries. Yeah, man, I had 4 knee surgeries. As you start getting a little older, yeah, I mean, you just can't, you can't move like you used to moving. It's pain every day. I gotta take ibuprofen all the time. Just to be able to play at a certain level. And then when the economy hit, kind of went bad or whatever. The money wasn't the same no more. So I'm like, if I'm a sacrifice to go 5,000 miles away from home to work, I want it be worth it. And then I already had experienced it. So it's like once you experience something, it's hard to go downhill, you know what I mean? So it's just like, man, it just got to the point where it was like, maybe it's time me to, go, figure something else out, So at that time, around that time toward the end, I was like, man, it kind of wasn't making sense, you know what I mean? For the time, for the energy, the effort you got to put into it, for what it was paying, it make sense.
So what happened when you came back home?
I came back home, tried to get into business, tried to get into trucking and stuff like that. Went the wrong route with that, trying to invest in certain things or whatever, and kind of lost a lot doing that. Not really taking my time and get my own education on certain businesses instead of thinking I could just invest some money in something and it's gonna return this and that and all that. And that mentality, after that going bad with that, I try something else and it gets me in a lot of trouble. So, you try and invest in something else, weed or whatever, and end up getting in some trouble, catching a conspiracy, and had to do 18 months in federal for it. But it was to be honest, man, it was at that time, it was at that time, it was probably what I needed, to be honest. Man, I was moving so fast, man, and man, I used to sit back on my bunk and just think about like how I was moving at that time, and like, man, how I go from this to this, you know what I mean? I'm like, man, something went wrong, and I'm moving without thinking, you know what I mean? And I sit back on that bunk, I'm like, damn, man, what you doing here? Like, I've never thought in a million years, you know what I'm saying, I would have been here. Because I felt, at that point, I had done everything the right way. Did everything right in my life. I'm like, man. And again, when you get around certain people and you're like, you can say all day, nobody influenced me, nobody do this and that. It can unconsciously happen. I'm my own man, all this and that. Yeah, you probably is, but if you constantly around something and you indulge in it, it may not bother you at first, but eventually you're going to start getting curious about it, especially if you seeing something that look appealing to you, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, all right, let me try my hand at that right now, you know what I mean, to see what happens. You ain't thinking about the consequences about it because you never been into this. You don't really understand what come behind this, you know, so sitting on that phone, I'm like, man, I moved so fast that time, man. I'm like, man, I needed this sit down. I need to sit down and be able to just stop, slow down, and regroup on everything. Because otherwise, if that would have never happened, I'd still be moving fast. And shit could have turned out a whole lot worse. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot worse. 18 months, that wasn't, you know, considering what some other people, you know, get that one day. It was just a minor break. You know what I mean? I could have gotten hurt. I could have got killed. I could have way more time. A lot of shit could have went a whole nother way. So I just took that time and used it for it where I didn't let it be dead time. You know what I'm saying? Like, believe it or not, man, we just discussed. I've been to graduated high school, college, all this. Man, I never read a book on my own before until I went to prison.
For real?
A book to where I'm gonna go grab and pick it up and read. Not where I gotta read it for class or blah. That's the first time I ever read a book.
And what book that was?
First book I read was Rich Dad Poor Dad.
I read that.
That one, man, I wish I'd have had that book 10 years ago. You know what I mean? And man, I've been in a basically just actually prison time. I did like a little over a year. Man, I probably read about, probably close to 10 books in a year. And I was never a big reader, never, and I hated to read. But I'm like, man, get some, but it opened my eyes, you know what I mean? If you want to learn something, especially they always say, if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. They'll never read. That's a true saying. And I was thinking, oh man, I went to college, I did this. But I was just illiterate mentally than anybody that didn't go to college, you know what I mean? Because that don't make you now because you went to college or whatever. You can still be illiterate, you know what I mean? So I got enough and man, reading and gained a lot of information, you know what I mean? Then you meet all kind of people, you know what I mean? You meet all kind of people, and it taught me how to move, you know what I mean? It taught me how to move in certain ways. It taught me how to, you know, you're going to meet people all different walks of life in it, you know what I mean? Some you can gain some gems from, some you just kind of, you know what I mean? All right, I recognize you trying to run this, and you know, it was helpful, bro. It was something I could take for me for the rest of my life, you know what I mean? It was an experience that I needed at that time, and you know, I can take it with me and learn and move forward.
I gotta ask you that.
Mm-hmm.
I know you were hooping tonight.
Yeah, man, we by the time, man, it was crazy. By the time I actually got to the camp, I was in the camp right over in Pensacola, and by the time I got there, soon as I got there, I'm checking in, they checking us in, all this stuff, and my bunkie, one of the dudes in my room, he was like, you know, I call he automatically gonna assume I play ball, so he said they had a team or whatever. He's like, yeah, we got a little league going on. We're gonna put you on the team. We need another player anyway. So I'm like, all right, bet. He give me some shoes, shorts, because when I first got there, I hadn't got a chance to get in there. So he give me shoes, shorts, everything. So we go out there and play, and everybody. I mean, the game's like. I mean, they liked it. Like, everybody, the whole compound standing around, you know, watching niggas betting on the game. It's like, it's something to do, you know what I'm saying? So we played every Tuesday and Thursday. And we was playing, man. It was fun. It was fun. Outside goal, it was fun. Right? That's my team. We was playing against another team in the championship, then the corona hit. And then they shut it down, and we was kind of on lockdown at that point. But it was fun, though. I got in there.
Was it physical?
Nah, it's not. You know what's crazy? I don't know how state prison is or how a higher up fed prison is, but at the camp, we had referee, like, it was like a real game. Like, we had inmates that were referee, had 2 referees, we had the clock. They called foul. It wasn't, they say prison about you thinking this game. They wasn't nothing physical about it. It wasn't nothing like that. Going up under you when you jump, they was just hooping. It wasn't that crazy.
Alright, you did a lot of stuff, like, when you were playing ball, you did the counts with count. You did your own triple threat count, you know what I'm saying? Like, you came home now, like, what you gonna have going on for it like that?
Yeah, I'm actually, man, that was one of the things I wanted to, when I was in the halfway house, because I was kind of in that transition. I was like, man, what I want to do, what plan I want to make when I get out, you know what I mean? So by the time I got to the halfway house, and one of the friends might pull me to the side, man, he was like, Ken, man, I didn't even know what he meant. He was like, man, God gave you a gift, and you being selfish by holding it to yourself. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, when he's saying, I really don't understand what you mean. I go later on that night, I'm thinking about that all night, like 3-4 hours. Hey, I ain't went to sleep yet. I'm like, oh, that's what he meant. He meant you got to get this to them kids. He was like, man, you being selfish by, because when I first retired, coaching was like, I used to coach 1 year at Spanish 4. And I was kind of so burnt out with basketball because I had been playing so long. I need a break from it, or I want to try something else, some different business thing or something. And just eventually I get back to basketball. That was my heart. Eventually I get back to it. So for about 5 years, I kind of put it on the back burner, even with doing my counts. I was really just kind of face of it, you know what I mean? I wasn't just involved like I could have been, you know. So I thought about it. I'm like, that's what he meant, man. Your gift is sharing what you know, you know what I mean? Why hold it? Because that, if you share that, it may not be meant to reach 5,000 people. But if you can change 1 or 2 lives that stop that kid from going down the road that can potentially hurt him, you did the job. You know what I mean? So I said, I'm gonna set up my own skills training basketball situation, and that's what I got going now. Just starting to put it together. It's still in the groundwork, but we up and going now. It's Confident Skill Training. It's on Instagram at Confident Skill Training. Website confidentskilltraining.com. Me and a good friend of mine, Gerard Coleman, we putting it together. Man, we just really just trying to not only be basketball, trying to be life coaches as well. You know what I mean? I feel like I went through enough in my life with, you know, personal and basketball wise that I can get them gems to, you know, our youth, because they our future. You know, I done had my time. You know, I ain't, you know, one of them guys trying to hold on to something that, you know what I mean? I had my time. It was great when it was going, but now it's time to get that to their youth, man, and see what they can do with it.
All right. Before we get ready to wrap it up, I got a couple of quick questions.
Okay.
Join the LeBron.
I had this discussion, man, probably twice a week with people. I'm asking, I know who y'all gonna pick. I know y'all gonna pick.
He LeBron. I know.
Okay. So what we gonna do? If you start a team today, you get to pick one player. You get to start your franchise. You get to pick one player. Who you gonna pick? Jordan and LeBron.
Yeah, 'cause he picked LeBron. You had to go for LeBron. That was gonna be my next question. Your 3 players. That was my
the reason I say LeBron, this the thing. This my personal opinion. The misconception on the Jordan and LeBron thing is, alright, Jordan. Nobody can never touch Jordan because of the popularity. Like, man, you talking about a guy that ain't played in 20 years that can drop a pair of shoes and people down to kill themselves over. And that gets thrown into basketball. We don't think just pure basketball. Take popularity, take shoe sales, take all this stuff out the way. We just going pure basketball. LeBron is for sure a more complete player. He can do way more than Jordan on the court. But then you have people saying, hey, Jordan's the better player. Okay, to me, Jordan is beyond elite offensive player. Great defender too, at times. You know what I mean? But I think Jordan. My thing with Jordan, I think he fell in an era where he dominated his era so much that it just overshadowed everybody else. Jordan didn't really have, if you be honest, Jordan's biggest competition at his position was Clyde Drexler.
He was old too, one.
Clyde Drexler is equivalent to a DeMar DeRozan today. You see what I'm saying? LeBron, on the other hand, he got to go against all your top point, Russell Westbrook, or James Harden, or Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. You got so many like guys he got to go against on a nightly basis. Jordan really just kind of had his way with everybody. But if you ask somebody that's back in his era, they gonna say that Jordan was that good. He made them look like that. Well, take Jordan out the equation. Jordan had retired a couple years. Those guys still did the same thing they were doing.
Yeah.
They ain't like Jordan was out the way. They went to MVP status. They were the same way. When Jordan left the Bulls was one game from the finals. When LeBron leaves the team, this team had the worst record in the history of their league, of their team. So,
I mean, I said I don't like his personality, the way he did with
with
the Heat. I got the shoes on. I just don't like. That's what I said. I don't like about him.
I think LeBron's number one problem, the thing that makes me upset with him sometimes is that he just pick and chooses when he want to just flat out dominate a game.
And he don't bring a killer instinct.
He can turn it on.
Man, he don't know bring a killer instinct.
He's so good that it bothers you like, damn, man, why you can't do that every time? But I mean, man, the dude's special. I mean, we ain't seen nothing like it. I mean, you talking about a guy in Karl Malone body that run like Allen Iverson, that jump like Jordan and score like Jordan, but got Magic Johnson passing ability. You know what I mean? Like he everything in one. And he got a lot. He don't get a lot of credit for the defense.
You know what I'm saying? They been robbing them, man.
Man, they say Jordan was all defense. He got more defensive first teams and all this stuff than LeBron. But I ask people this question. Okay, since Jordan was so locked down defender, when the Bulls played anybody with another point guard, shooting guard, small forward, the best on that team, who would take the player? Scottie Pippen. So if Jordan was a lockdown defender, like a two-way player like your Kawhi Leonard, they go take the best player and they still do their thing. Okay, I get it. You don't supposed to put your best player on their other best player. I get that. But don't sit here and say, don't try to convince me he's some lockdown defender when he guarding a guy that ain't even capable of getting 10 points. Or he come from behind you. You're a good team defender. Oh, they think because he led the league in steals that he's a great defender. At spurts in games, he can lock you down, just like LeBron. In spurts in games, we just watched the other night, he took Jamal Murray and locked him down. In spurts in games. You know what I mean? So, I think if Jordan played in his era, far as when you got the social media and all that, Jordan to get a lot of criticism that he missed. Jordan missed a lot of stuff back then. LeBron playing an era where he can't do. Man, you gotta think about what this dude. Man, this dude ain't got a blemish on his face since high school. Man, you know how hard that is. Man, the man ain't never did nothing wrong off the court. Ain't never been caught in no scandal. He give all kind of money away to foundations. And I don't understand why people still don't give him his just. Man, the man.
They hate positivity, good.
I don't get it, man. The man in the 10th final, 17. You can't. He really gained my respect this year. Man, 17. I know how I felt that year 10.
Yeah.
You talking about 17? Man, this man can still run and jump and play the way he playing. Man, it's unreal. It's unreal. Jordan played 12 years. The other two, I mean, he took 5 years off. But don't get me wrong, Jordan that dude. You can't take nothing from him. He's 6-0 in the finals, all that stuff. I get it. But man, you favor in every finals. You didn't never go into a finals underdog, ever.
And LeBron stay going in as the underdog.
LeBron was favored, I think, twice, maybe 3 times with the Heat a couple times. He never was favored with Cleveland. This time here, you might be favored in the finals. But I just, because you'll be in that debate all day, man. I say Jordan dominated his era, LeBron dominated his era. And that's, we'll never know who was the best because they never played against each other.
All right, now give me three players. If you had your own team, then give me 3 players you just want to rock with, like in this time right here, this era. Now, out of any time, 3 players if you had to create your own little team.
But be my 3 top players.
Yeah. Well, 2 including you.
All right. So I get to pick 4 players.
Yeah.
All right. Shit, man, you just took. I mean, I'm gonna be the 2, so you just knocked Jordan and Kobe out the way. Man, I would take, and my point guard, I probably would take Magic Johnson. Either Magic or Jason Kidd. Cause they pure point guards. I can't knock Chris Paul even, but Chris Paul up there too. Cause they real flow jumpers, you know what I'm saying? They gonna Curry and all them can score better, but I'm gonna have my scores on the wing, you know what I'm saying? So LeBron at 3 for sure. I'll play the 2. The 4 probably Kevin Garnett. I'll probably go with KG. And then KG or Tim Duncan. Them my 2 best. And 5, probably either Shaq or the Dream.
I was definitely say
Shaq or the Dream. I know Kareem all world. I know Wilt Chamberlain 50 points. I never seen them play, so I can't really say how good they were. I know they was way before my time. I just seen highlights on them. But man, Shaq, that's dominant. And in the Dream, he's so skilled. So that'd probably be my 5 right there.
And then one more question before we get ready to wrap this up.
Uh-huh.
What was your? Do you remember the first time somebody that dropped you out when you just couldn't stop?
Oh man! In an actual game,
anytime.
Oh man! Yeah, shit! I've been trying to go out Park. Yeah, I'm ready to get some dudes. I'm like, yo, yeah, that's what you get.
Well, in college, somebody just college or Euro League. That's somebody that you was like, dang, I can't stop them.
Man, shoot.
You ain't gonna say you ain't had not one bad game, can you?
No, you said somebody that I felt like I couldn't do nothing with them. Oh.
He like that, he'll tell him stop playing like that.
I played against guys that had good games, but I ain't never been to where they hit me for 30 and I had 10. Like, if they got 30, I'm probably going to have 35, you know what I mean? Like,
so who I scored and then that buckets out the buckets, you like, dang, you know what I'm saying? You done played the harder D and he dropped you all the way out and scored more than you.
So ain't nothing going on right here.
Yeah, that's hard, man.
I can't say
that. I'm just trying to think somebody played so many games. I'm trying to think.
You ain't retaining that.
Yeah, you don't even want to think about that. That's what nothing ain't coming because I don't want to retain.
I just want to say this though before we wrap it up. Now I was seeing when y'all were going out there and hooping at the park.
Yeah.
Bro, you don't even be playing for real though. They just be capping. I can tell how you be moving.
You told me that Sage.
You don't even be hooping for real.
Yeah. At that time, I was still playing. So I thought you playing not to get hurt and all that. We just playing, everybody watching. But you know how it is. If you get one bucket scored on you, everybody going crazy. You know what I mean? So yeah, it just be all fun.
We can get ready to wrap it up.
Okay.
Give a positive message to the kids or whatever you want to say to to the people before we get ready to wrap it up.
Man, just my message to the kids would be, stay on your grind, or don't let nobody deter you or tell you can't do something, or just believe in what you going after, and you're gonna get out of. I'm a firm believer you're gonna get out what you put in, with anything, not even just sports, business, what you guys doing right here, what you put in is what you're gonna get out. You know, so if you put a lot in, you can expect some good results. You kind of go through the motions, and you ain't gonna get much out of it. You know, so I would that would be my advice. You know, to the kids and the people out there.
That's it. Gym TV, getting y'all the hottest gyms out the city.